What's the picture on the left a picture of?
The left, that was kind of a graduation meal before all this happened. So the person who was like the third girl from the left, she has like a blue dress and like her hair put up. She was graduating, and so we were kind of celebrating for
Okay,
her.
now I didn't ask the question quite right. So I'll ask it and see if you can interpret
Yep.
what I'm trying to ask. So what is this a picture of? Answer the question in a different way.
A meal, a gathering.
No, not literally what is it? What is it visually?
Connection.
To a point, absolutely. What else? Not just
Fun
action,
and
but more
happiness, I
precise.
think.
I'm sorry, what?
Fun and happiness, because there's a lot of laughter.
That's your interpretation. Why does it look like that? Why could you choose to interpret it like that? What is going on here visually?
There's movement.
A bit of movement. And what is a more general, what do we get for the movement?
Interaction.
Yes, you got my word. Yes, that's on my vocabulary list. So this was a very good example of what I said at the very beginning. Even though we all know what this is about, and we all heard the backstory, and we know the young woman who is the honoree, it's still very hard to see what's actually in the picture, which leads you to the conclusion of this or that, whether it's happy or whatever. So it's the interaction which is crucial in this picture, and there's really a lot of it. And it's you can see the interaction not only by people literally talking to each other, but look at this woman. Here, let me get my drawing thing down again. This woman is going here to these people somehow. This woman is going to her. She's going over there somewhere. Look at this lady. She's going here somehow. This guy's going over here. Look at this guy. This guy's eating his lunch. This guy's hidden. Okay. This is awkward. This is a little awkward. Okay, now why am I making comments all of a sudden about awkward? What am I talking about? So in other words, what I'm suggesting, I just showed you some of the things that give a very strong sense of interaction, which you can interpret, which is literally energy, sense of people. This will become a collector's item because we may never see it again in the next couple of years. This kind of interaction.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I just went by a number of things which gave you an idea of what was strong about the picture. But interaction pictures are incredibly difficult. Anybody have an idea why? Particularly on this scale with so many bodies, so many people doing stuff. What is incredibly hard about this kind of photography, do you think? Any comment?
Yeah,
Everybody is
go ahead.
everybody is doing their own thing, and to get everybody sort of synced up is hard to do.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. That's exactly correct. That's not the vocabulary I use, but it's correct. So the vocabulary we typically use is that again, it's the same word I used earlier, the juxtapositions of shape and stuff, the props and everything are completely out of control, and they can start to look very awkward. Sometimes it doesn't matter the sense of her arm. She's having a great time and she knows it's all about her. In many ways, that's the best part of how you capture the interaction. Some things are awkward. This guy is terrific, even though he's out of focus. You could make a case to it's nothing wrong arbitrarily to have a person cut off, but that's too little for my taste. Too little of the person. So
I
you
would
could
crop that. Yeah,
say that again. You could choose to even crop it like that.
right.
So the eye is just flows in because this is a big blob, and that guy, he occupies at least 15% of the picture.
Right.
Because he's such a big blob. This often I would try to avoid, but it doesn't matter. It's just atmospheric and it's not that big. You can make it a little darker or make it the tiniest bit sharper because I did notice it. My eye caught it. But See how cleverly you can crop these things so the eye is just drawn in once it's cropped. Now, what's the most interesting prop in the whole damn picture? And it's very interesting. What do you think? Makes a whole different, takes it to a whole nother level.
The
What?
table. The table.
It's not the table. That would be
I
large.
like the
I thought
light.
it was the
The
lights.
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lights, which were contributed by the interior designer of this little place, are just marvelous. And look at them. They create
And
a halo over the people, sort of. Look
mhm.
at how bright and hot the lights, not to mention the color palette.
And there's even a halo on the ceiling.
Yes. So you could make a case that getting it even this tight still has all the information that we've been talking about.
Nice.
And that works a little better. By getting rid of her and the uninteresting junk over here, and getting rid of the uninteresting stuff on the top, you tighten it up, and you have a very intimate, in spite of there being 15 people, you have an intimate picture of interaction. It's very, very strong in that respect. This one, on the other hand, is a whole different thing. This is a still